Years after Ghislaine Maxwell had already been accused of helping Jeffrey Epstein groom and sexually abuse minors in a civil suit, she was honored at a Clinton Global Initiative conference for her supposed work in ocean conservation. So the conference took place in September of 2013, and the discovery of the pedophile's attendance was made by CNN's K-File reporter Andrew Krasinski, who, by the way, really kills the game when it comes to these deep dives and these investigations. So all the credit in the world to Andrew Krasinski for his incredible reporting. Now, he was able to find this video that you're watching, which shows Ghislaine Maxwell standing as they're honoring her at this Clinton event, because she's done really important work saving the oceans, allegedly. Okay, so she was being honored for some sort of organization that she founded literally the year before. So like, how much good work did she do in that 1 year in saving the oceans? Like, come on. So let me give you more details here. Krasinski writes that the footage was discovered by CNN's K-File. It shows her rising to applause during this event. Now, Maxwell was at the CGI conference representing the now defunct, it didn't last very long, Terra Mar Project, an ocean conservation nonprofit she founded a year earlier in 2012. An online agenda from CGI lists the organization as having pledged that year to rally international support for including oceans in the United Nations global priorities. Now, Maxwell was among those recommended for complimentary access to the conference, a list that, according to a source familiar with it, indicates her access was personally recommended by either Bill or Hillary Clinton. Okay, so this is 2013, and as I mentioned, this is years after she had already been named in a civil suit for grooming minors to be sexually abused by Jeffrey Epstein. So what year was that civil suit? It might have just been that same year, maybe the year before. Oh yeah, it was actually in 2009. That's when the accusations first surfaced, okay? So that was when Virginia Giuffre filed a civil suit against Epstein in which she claimed that Maxwell had recruited her as a teen, groomed her for sexual abuse, took part in that abuse, and arranged for sexual encounters with Epstein. So that was in 2009, and then in 2013, the Clinton Foundation decides to honor Ghislaine Maxwell at this conference. But it gets even worse than that, guys. So mind you, Maxwell vacationed with Chelsea Clinton in 2009, the same year the civil suit was filed, and also attended her wedding the following year in 2010. The Palm Beach Post covered the lawsuit on its front page the following month. So that September, when Maxwell was at the Clinton Global Initiative session in New York, she was served with a subpoena in the case. An incident that was covered by the New York Post's Page 6. CNN has reviewed archival footage confirming her attendance at the event that year. So in 2009, she's at the event, okay? She gets subpoenaed at the event, and it was even reported on at the time. Then in February of 2011, the story about Prince Andrew allegedly abusing Virginia Giuffre directed more attention to Maxwell, okay, 2011. The Daily Mail even ran a story about that, which solely focused on Ghislaine Maxwell. In another interview 2 days later in the Daily Mail, Giuffre dove deeper into allegations against Maxwell. Quote, "She told me to take off my clothes. He had sex with me," she said, referring to Epstein. The coverage also included a high-profile Vanity Fair story on Prince Andrew that reported Giuffre's claim that Maxwell had recruited her as Epstein's sex slave when she was just 15 years old. Okay, this caused a Clinton aide, longtime Clinton aide by the name of Doug Band, to instruct in an October 2011 internal email to remove Ghislaine Maxwell from all lists for Clinton-related events. That was in 2011, but what happened in 2013? Suddenly she's being honored at a Clinton Foundation event. Well, apparently the Clinton Foundation told CNN that he didn't communicate the message effectively enough. Are you guys stupid? Why? First of all, why would you even need anyone to communicate that message? The woman has been accused of doing horrific, terrible things. She's named in a civil lawsuit. She's reported on pretty relentlessly in the Daily Mail, Vanity Fair. Like, what's going on here? Okay, so why was she at the 2013 event? Well, a representative from the Clinton Foundation told CNN there were more than 600 comps approved at CGI in 2013. The decisions on those comps were made, as they have been historically, at the staff level, which included the office of President Clinton. And a spokesperson for former President Bill Clinton added, this is about someone working on ocean conservation, attending a charitable conference 12 years ago, along with thousands of other people, and nothing more. As we have consistently said, the Clintons know nothing about Jeffrey Epstein's terrible crimes. I disagree. I think that there's a lot of smoke here. It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross that, like, oh, by the way, these like charitable things that rich people do, okay, they don't care about conserving anything or protecting the environment. They don't care at all. The reason why she formed that organization, that now defunct organization, a year prior to this Clinton Foundation event, is because these are the kinds of events that are used to launder the reputations of very wealthy people, rich people who have done bad things. That's all this is.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to it too. So I found two parts of the story really interesting, and I don't want you to miss it. So Anna just explained to you, they had a general note sent to the entire Clinton team back in 2011 saying, do not deal with Ghislaine Maxwell. She's been accused of these terrible crimes. She gets invited to this super fancy gala and is highlighted and stands up and everybody applauds her in the year 2013, 2 years later. Okay, so is it, they said, well, maybe we missed it. You think Bill and Hillary Clinton and their entire team missed an internal memo to not deal with a child sex trafficker?
No way.
Okay, so what that leads to is the conclusion that they felt they had no choice. Somehow they got pressure that no, you're gonna bring Ghislaine Maxwell, we don't care what she's accused of, and you're gonna feature her and you're gonna give her credibility. And somehow, whatever that organization is, had enough power to force Bill and Hillary Clinton to do that. She also, knowing that they might implicate themselves in child sex trafficking when Hillary Clinton's gonna run in 2016, but still, whoever that or whatever that organization is, had enough power to make them do it.
Oh, it gets
That's
worse.
amazing, and there's another amazing part of this.
Oh yeah, it gets worse. So that event was in 2013, right? She also attended a small personal dinner with Bill Clinton in Los Angeles in February of 2014, but they weren't done yet. Let's go to the last graphic here. As late as March 2015, according to the Internet Archive Wayback Machine, the Clinton Foundation was giving updates on Terramar's commitment. The Terramar project shut down in 2019, shortly after Epstein's arrest on federal sex trafficking charges.
So this is where the second interesting part gets connected to the first. So was the Terramar project doing incredible work on climate change in all those years? And that's why they had to give the updates in 2015 and they had to feature Ghislaine Maxwell as an upstanding member of the community? No, it turns out they were doing almost nothing. No major donations, no major efforts, no nothing. Now, governments set up shell organizations all the time. A fake rental car company, or fake movers, or a fake nonprofit, a fake charity, and they use that for their illicit purposes. So here's a shell organization that actually didn't do anything. And so we're told that Epstein and Maxwell were the lone people who somehow miraculously sexually assaulted thousands of girls just by themselves, right? And there is no government backing them, and we should all look away. But somehow, both Democrats and Republicans serve Epstein and Maxwell, just two randos, right? And it doesn't matter if they were implicated like Clinton and Trump have been, or they were not implicated like Biden and Obama. But somehow, all American presidents serve this organization and cannot reveal what happened, right? So now, last part of it. So they suggested that Clinton, in her testimony, Ghislaine Maxwell, just said that she suggested when Trump's lawyer went to go talk to her in prison, she suggested that it was her idea for Clinton to take the Epstein plane. And then that's why Clinton started taking the Epstein plane. Now she said, of course, Clinton didn't do anything wrong, okay? He was just using it for charitable purposes.
Right.
Here we go again. Now, if you were that foreign government who wanted to control our politicians, would you want them going on a plane run by a child sex predator? So A, you have him implicated, and B, if you think that plane wasn't heavily bugged, you're crazy, right? And Bill Clinton's going on the plane. He could be talking about Hillary Clinton's run for president in 2008 and later in 2016. And so the Ghislaine Maxwell, the daughter of the legendary Israeli spy Robert Maxwell, just happens to suggest taking this plane of Jeffrey Epstein to Bill Clinton. He falls for that trap. And then they wind up featuring her and highlighting her and giving her all sorts of praise when she's running a shell organization that isn't doing anything. Things that make you go, So this has the hallmarks of an intelligence organization all over it, right? So it could be the CIA because it's the American government that's blocking us knowing any of the clients, prosecuting anyone that was involved other than Epstein and Maxwell. Or it could be a foreign intelligence operation, and they have done a spectacular job in this country of getting blackmail, getting leverage over American leaders, etc. And that is why right now, oh golly gee, we just can't find any other perpetrators. And whoever's behind this, oh no, that is conspiracy theories. There is no one behind this. It's just these two masterminds. Well, wait, if Ghislaine Maxwell is one of the two masterminds, why did you just bring her to a much nicer jail? They brought her to a country club prison after she said, it is definitely not Bill Clinton or Donald Trump. And don't worry, no one else was involved. They're like, congratulations, you said the right words. Now you get to go to this country club prison, which by the way, having a convicted child sex trafficker go to a minimum security prison. These are called country clubs for a reason. They have tennis courts. It's almost luxury, right? I interviewed someone who stayed in one of these. He's like, it was like a vacation. She gets moved there as a thank you very much for not for giving information that could be used for prosecution, which is how it normally works, but for not giving information about prosecutions and only protecting the guilty. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.